What's up, Lawrence Tech? Welcome into the studio for the LTU Sports Report. My name is Luke Weinberger. I'm here with Carmen Foster, and we'll be giving you a look at this week's games all around LTU.
After that, we'll look ahead to this week's mashups, so stick around so you don't miss anything about sports at Lawrence Tech.
Let's get right into it. Let's start with men's volleyball. The men's volleyball team defeated Rochester Christian University in a straight set sweep, 25-14, 25-15, and 25-14 at Gart Pleasant Arena. The Blue Devils dominated in the game, holding the Warriors to a negative hitting percentage while gaining 45 kills and 6 blocks. Askram Askol had 9 kills while Igor Volkov had 8. Moving on to men's hockey, the Division I team defeated Rochester Christian 9-1 in that when Lucas Robinson opened up the scoring, and the Blue Devils scored 6 in the second period to open that game up completely. 9 different Blue Devils scored in the game, including Hemi, Hickson, Iron, and Twombly. Rochester's Christian scored their only goal on the power play in the second period, but the Blue Devils capitalized with 2 goals in the third period to cap off that 9-1 victory.
Now, let's take a look at the men's and women's basketball teams from this past week. The women started out Wednesday night by hosting the Aquinas Saints. The Blue Devils came out hot as Ella Hoppert took the Saints' possession away with a steal 20 seconds into the game. Bailey Stevens drove it down the court, assisting Lachelle Moreland-Jones with the 3 to give the early lead. With 3:15 left in the first, Abby Ray assists Liv Linden in the caused turnover as the ball heads down the court. With a no-look pass from Linden, she sets up Hoppert for the 3, giving the Blue Devils the lead 19-12. They head into the second quarter down 19-21. A lot of back and forth throughout the second, with LTU trailing very close behind. With just under 4 minutes left to play in the half, Linden brings the ball in to set up the offense. Working the ball around, Ray finds Stevens for the quick 3 to give the Blue Devils their first lead of the quarter, 32-29. They head into halftime trailing 34-38. In the second half, the Saints surged, taking the lead for the rest of the game and ending with a final of 71-57. Abby Ray led the way for the Blue Devils with 13 points and 5 rebounds on the night. The men's basketball team also hosted Aquinas Wednesday night following the women. A lot of back and forth action throughout the first half. Around halfway through the first, Damian Thompson sinks the 3-pointer to give the Blue Devils a lead of 6. Just moments later, Lake McIntosh picks up the steal, tries to set off Michael Afrikoff, but no good. He then hits McIntosh back, to which he drives in to open up Vuk Zarabika for the layup. LTU now leads 21-13. Late in the half, McIntosh drives to the basket, hitting Thompson from a long pass for the 3-pointer with just 5 seconds before halftime. They head into the locker room leading 40-35. Still seeing a lot of back and forth action in the second half. Just at the halfway mark, McIntosh attempts the 3, in which David Walker gets the offensive rebound. He sets off Afrikoff as he sinks the 3-pointer, giving the Blue Devils the lead by 11. LTU dominated the rest of the game, putting up an outstanding performance to keep lengthening the lead. With 1:30 left to play, Pablo Mijas gets the steal to pass it off to Luka Uzelik for the dunk, to seal the win 102-77. Thompson led the way for the Blue Devils with 24 points on the night and 7 3-pointers, while Zarabika trailed not far behind with 17 points.
Another doubleheader for the basketball teams as they hosted Lourdes on Saturday. Ella Hoppert opened up scoring in the first with her first 3-pointer just 30 seconds into the game. With lots of back and forth action, they head into the second, leading by 1. Lourdes took control of the second, gaining a lead with 6 halfway through the mark. Trailing by 1 with 1:30 left in the half, Abby Ray intercepts a pass and heads down the court. She passes the ball off to Liv Linden, who works her way out of the double team to hit Lachelle Moreland-Jones wide open for the layup, taking the lead 30-29. However, they head into halftime down 31-33. The Blue Devils came out of the locker room on fire for the third quarter. Ray gives the team their momentum with her 3-pointer at the 6:40 mark with 3 minutes left of the third quarter. Kate Jacobs sinks it in for another 3, extending the lead to 52-44. They entered the fourth quarter up by 6. However, Lourdes took control and pulled away for the final of 71-60. Moreland-Jones had 15 points on the night and Jacobs had 13. The men's team followed suit, defeating Lourdes on their senior night.
I chatted with the senior class before the game. Let's take a look. I'm here with Greg Wilkinson, senior on the men's basketball team. Greg, how does it feel to be celebrated today, a part of senior day?
It feels great, and I'm excited for today's game.
Yeah. And then talk to me a little bit about how basketball has prepared you for life beyond the court.
Yeah, basketball has a lot of life lessons and stuff I'm going to take beyond basketball and LTU.
And then is there anyone you want to give a special shout out to or thank you to for tonight?
Yeah, shout out to my family and my teammates.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm here with Ramon, senior on the men's basketball team. Ramon, how does it feel to be celebrated today, a part of senior day?
It's a good day, just another day to be able on the court with all my teammates, and it's just nice to just be able to play basketball one more day and be happy with all my friends and teammates that I've been these 2 years, and happy to finish like this.
And then talk to me a little bit about how basketball has helped you prepare for life beyond the court.
I mean, basketball just helped me like getting to know the people, being able to come to another country from Spain, share all my culture, and being able to like meet all these people from all around the USA, all around Europe, other countries. It's nice to meet all these people and be able to grow as a person, and that's really nice.
And then is there anyone you want to give a special shout out to or thank you to for today?
Yeah, I will give thank you, of course, to all my coaches, my teammates, as always, all the people that have been here my last 2 years, and all my family back home. That's all.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Good luck. I'm here with Davin, senior on the men's basketball team. Davin, talk to me about how it feels to be celebrated today on senior day.
It's a bittersweet moment, man. Just all the 4 years of going through everything, and the 2 years I've been here at the transfer and just finding a new home. It's been amazing, though. I can't complain about anything, and just happy to be here and still be able to play and a chance to increase our winning spots for the playoffs. So I'm excited.
And then talk to me a little bit about how basketball has prepared you for life beyond the court.
Basketball has prepared me a lot, just being on time to practice, learning to be on time to things, be early to things. Because in saying in basketball, if you're on time, you're late, so just be early to stuff, and that's a great thing in life that I can have.
And then is there anyone you want to give a special shout out to or thank you to for today?
Thank you to my mom and dad for always coming to the games, believing in me, and just always being good parents to me.
Awesome. Thank you. Good luck.
The Blue Devils trailed the game early, starting off down 10-12 with 9 minutes left in the first. Davian Walker drives to the paint in order to bank the layup, giving the lead 26-24 in favor of the Blue Devils. From then on, all Blue Devils. They kept the lead and continued to dominate. With under a minute before halftime, Alberto Moratti takes it in and passes it off. The ball then gets worked all the way around to Michael Afrikoff, and he sinks the three in order to give the lead to the Blue Devils. That's a 12-point lead as they headed into the locker room. The Blue Devils maintained the lead for the rest of the game. A three-pointer from Kareem Sarahsan put the team up by 21 with 6:35 left to play. With 9 other successful long-range shots in the second half, LTU finalized the game with a win 97-79. Ackroft led with 21 points, while McIntosh trailed closely behind with 17 in order to finalize that celebratory senior day.
The men's and women's tennis teams hosted Huntington University on Friday for their home opener. The women's team came out victorious with a score of 4-3, rallying for 4 clutch singles wins. The men's team fell 7-0, earning a doubles win from Augustine Pate and Kale Guthrie. Both teams also hosted Spring Arbor for matchups following on Saturday. The women's team earned a strong 5-2 win, sweeping all 3 of their double matches. They also added straight set singles victories from Isabella Ray and Rocio Lopez to seal the victory. The men unfortunately fell 5-2, but the game was highlighted by set singles wins from Patricio and King.
Let's take a look at this week's away games, starting with the bowling team. Both bowling teams, men's and women's, shine as they push toward the playoffs. Last weekend, the Blue Devils competed in the Hoosier Classic in Indianapolis, Indiana. Consistent performances from Michael Duvall and Anthony Sims propelled the Blue Devils on the weekend. The women's team were highlighted by Caitlin Carr and Madison McBride.
The men's and women's track and field team traveled to Allendale for the GVSU Big Meet this past weekend. The team recorded 7 school records and 23 personal bests, showcasing an amazing performance at the meet. Jade Uhlenbirch earned an NAAB standard and a runner-up finish on the day. The men's 4x400 relay met the NAAB standard and ranked 24th nationally, while the women's are currently ranked 17th. Griffin Armbruster set a new record in the 800 meters and is now ranked 14th nationally. Cameron Krebs also added another record in the 400 meters. The number 8 men's lacrosse team opened up their season with a trip to Missouri this past weekend. On Friday, the Blue Devils played Columbia College in their matchup and unfortunately fell 13-8 in the contest. On Sunday, the Blue Devils headed to William Woods to try and bounce back from their Friday game, in which they did, and dominated a 16-6 win. Luke Gannon led the way with 5 goals and 2 assists in the game. Brendan Chenevere tallied 4 goals and 3 assists in the game to reach the 100-point milestone. Ethan Wagner had an impressive performance as well, winning 16 of his 20 faceoffs and also his 200th in his career.
The Lawrence Tech softball team opened up their season with a doubleheader sweep last Friday. They walked off Olivet Nazarene 2-1, and then they took a win 4-0 over Calumet. Sarah Baskett making history for the team, a complete game no-hitter, 13 strikeouts on the day. Unfortunately, on Saturday, they lost Game 1 9-3 to Culver Stockton, even though both teams tallied 11 hits each. But they bounced back in Game 2, an 11-0 5-inning win over Trinity Christian. LTU men's Division I hockey team finished out the weekend with a 10-0 win over Rochester Christian. Nguyen and Bond scoring 2 goals each in that first period to open the scoring. 3 power play goals in the second period and 8 different goal scorers for the Blue Devils led to that momentous victory.
The women's hockey team took on the University of Michigan Dearborn Saturday night, but unfortunately fell in the contest 6-0. Lawrence Tech Esports had several teams in action this past week. The Blue Devils competed across multiple titles, including Valorant, Rocket League, League of Legends, Overwatch, and Super Smash Bros. Each squad saw match play during the week, gaining valuable experience in conference competition and streamed events. LTU Esports continued to showcase depth across the program, staying active and competitive as the spring season moves forward.
Now let's look at the week in advance, starting off with the men's volleyball team. On Tuesday, they will host Indiana Tech. Friday, they will host Lourdes. And on Saturday, Mount Vernon of Nazarene will come in to play at 2 p.m. The D1 men's hockey team heads into WAC tournament looking to make a deep run. Teams are seeded based on regular season conference records, and the Blue Devils will be aiming to build on a strong season as they compete for a conference championship. The men's D3 team is heading to the MCHC playoffs. That begins this weekend. The regular season wraps up with the final standings, setting the seeding for the conference tournament.
Both the men's and women's basketball teams will head to Rochester Christian University for a doubleheader Wednesday night. The men's and women's basketball teams will head to Cleary on Saturday to wrap up their regular season.
Both bowling teams will take place in Jackson, Michigan, the WAC Conference Championship this weekend. Last season, the women's program had success in the tournament, claiming the WAC Conference Championship title and an auto bid to the NAIA National Championship. The baseball team heads to Charleston, West Virginia this weekend for a 4-game set against West Virginia Tech. The Blue Devils will open on Saturday with a 12 p.m. game and a 3 p.m. game and will repeat the exact same schedule on Sunday.
The men's and women's tennis teams will host Bethel University at home on Saturday for another non-conference match. Both the women's and men's track and field teams head to Grand Rapids this weekend for the WAC championships. The women's hockey team looks towards the CCWHA playoffs this weekend in Livonia. They still await seeding as regular season games are left to play this week.
Thank you so much for tuning in this week to follow all the action around sports at LTU. I'm Luke Weinberger alongside Carmen Foster, and we've loved breaking down all the games, highlights, and all things LTU sports with you.
Be sure to join us again right here next week for another edition of the LTU Sports Report. We'll have all the scores, stories, and updates you don't want to miss.
From all of us here, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.